I've been able to see my hair change all in 1 year. This requires minimum effort and you get maximum result. This is the ultimate lazy girl guide to growing a long, healthy, natural hair. So just use these 4 tips. I've been able to see results in my hair and get to my hair goals just by doing this one particular thing, and that is my 3 months challenge. I started my 3 months challenge last year, and the results I got were literally amazing. So I'm going to run through the steps on how you can achieve this. So this is going to be a 4th step thing on how you can get to your hair goals without doing so much. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is hair prep. It's important to prep your hair for any protective hairstyle you're doing. It's so important. So what you want to do is just wash your hair, deep condition, then go in with your moisture routine. It's that simple. It takes like 30 minutes at most and you're done. It's not something that's going to take the whole day. When you're filming, it's going to take longer, but if you're just washing your hair, the deep conditioning, doing your moisture routine, it's literally going to just take 30 minutes from your day, and I think that's a short time to actually do your hair. So make sure you prep your hair for that protective hairstyle, and that's all for the first step. Moving on to the next step, which is installing your protective hairstyle. It's very important to pick a good protective hairstyle for this step because you're keeping this hair for 3 months. You're trying to reduce manipulation and tension. That's how you're able to retain length. So for 3 months you're going to keep this hair, so make sure you're picking the right protective hairstyle for this challenge. I'll always recommend adding extensions, especially if you have fine hair. Just know what type of hair you have. It really helps to pick your hairstyle, and just know that it's going to be there for 3 months, so you're not going to be doing any retwist or any refresh. You're just going to be stuck with this protective hairstyle for that 3 months. So make sure you pick it correctly. Like, this is the next step in this whole routine. Also note that when you're trying to install your protective hairstyle, please be gentle with your hair. You don't want to be rough with your hair. You're just trying to reduce that breakage and tension, and just make sure your protective hairstyle isn't so tight on your scalp. It can cause your hair to break. And yeah, that's all for the second step. Just make sure you're picking a good protective hairstyle, and just note that you're keeping it for 3 months. So be very, very picky with your protective hairstyle. I always recommend you doing mini twist because it really works well for hair growth. Either mini twist or mini braids, both of them work pretty well. Moving on to the next step is your routine. So I'm going to show you how you can take care of your hair in that protective hairstyle. It's very important that you also continue with your routine. When you're in a protective hairstyle, that doesn't mean you're not doing anything to your hair. It's going to cause so much damage when you're taking it out. So just keep up with my routine. So for my wash days, I wash my hair once every 2 weeks. Then in between my wash days, I go in with my moisture routine. My products are basically the same thing I use for every wash day and every moisture routine because it works well for my hair. So just make sure that you have a routine because your natural hair loves routine, and just be consistent with it. And this is my routine. I have more detailed video on every single thing concerning this challenge and my routine. I upload weekly, so you can subscribe so you can get updated and just have a body to keep you motivated on this challenge. And literally just make sure you have a weekly routine you do to your hair. So moving on to the last and final step, which is my takedown. So I've kept my protective hairstyle for 3 months, and you can see the growth I got from that 3 months. So we're all about retaining length. So this step is very, very important because you've seen your hair growth, you've seen that your hair has grown. So now you need to take down that hair very carefully because we've kept it for 3 months, so you can experience tangles. So this is something you do not want to rush. So I always recommend, if you don't have time for it, don't do it. If you have time, that's when you take it down. That's like my number one rule. It's also very important to note that do not take down a dry hair. Make sure that your hair is moisturized. Going in with water and conditioner works perfectly well. If you want to add any form of water-based products, you can also go ahead to add that. Just make sure that you have a good sleep for this particular process. Also, when you're taking down your hair, I always recommend you using your fingers. They are literally the best detanglers, and you don't need to go in with any form of combs or detangling brush. They just add more tension to your hair. When you're using your fingers, you can feel where the knots are and easily just take down your hair carefully. So just go in with your fingers. You're doing your hair more good than using detangling brushes that will literally yank out your hair. So just be careful, and also note that you experience shedding. It's normal. Shedding happens like every day, like you shed 100 strands every day, so it's not something that should be alarming. You just know how to know if your hair is shedding or breaking is if your shedded hair is going to be the full length of your hair, but breakage will be like shorter strands. So that's how you're able to tell. But trust me, if you keep up with your routine and make sure that you take down your hair carefully, that's literally all for this whole thing. Honestly, this is the best way you can retain length or your natural hair, because I've been struggling with length retention and I didn't know how to fix that. And once I started this challenge, I've retained more length I've ever done being natural. That's why I say that this challenge actually works. And just keep up with your routine. Make sure you pick a good protective hairstyle and take down your hair correctly. That's literally all you have to do. I feel like if you want to get results, you have to put in energy into something, and this is like the minimal energy you can ever put to your hair and still get the same results everybody's getting. And one way this challenge is helpful is that you're actually just reducing manipulation and tension. Your hair is growing. One thing you're not seeing is length, because you're constantly changing your hairstyles, you're constantly doing something to your hair. So this gives your hair a break while protecting your ends. Your ends are the oldest part of your hair, and the reason why you're not able to retain length is because of your ends are breaking off and your hair is growing. So you're just going to be getting stagnant growth. So this tackles that whole problem, and trust me, you can see the results. I always say that document your whole journey so that you'll be able to see where your hair was starting at and where your hair is at the end of the year. So if you want to join my 3 months challenge, I've started a new one this year. I just rounded up the last year's own. So I've started a new one. The calendar is up on my community tab. And if you want to get updated on the whole challenge, just subscribe so you'll be getting weekly updates concerning the challenge. But I really want people to hop on this challenge because you're able to reach your hair goals, and it's just one way to just break all those natural hair myths that you can't grow, or you can't grow your hair past a certain level because of genetics and other factors. Only if you have a health condition, but growing your natural hair is something that should be easy, and I found a way that you can all reach your hair goals with just this challenge. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. For all my lazy girlies out there, I really hope this is helpful and we can all just grow our natural hair together. Let me know your hair goals in the comment section, and I would really love to have more discussions on any problem you're facing, on any issues. Just leave that in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer any questions. And with that, that's going to be the end of this video. Love you guys and see you in my next one. Bye.